So, everyone, welcome back to another episode, Depression Recordings. I'm here with Dylan. Dylan, do you want to say hi?
Hi.
He's very emotional today.
I'm not okay.
Dylan, one of the most positive people I've ever met in my life.
Okay, that's a stretch, but okay. All right, we'll go with positive.
Has agreed to come on and talk to us about his experiences. And, as always, the whole point of this is to let other people know they're kind of not alone. We've all been through depression, and, there's this weird, stigma in America about talking about it and, seeking help. And the healthcare system is complete bullshit. So anyway, we're here.
It's okay to be sad, bro. It's okay.
It is.
We're here for you.
Yes. First question, of course, always is, when did you first experience depression?
Okay. When I was about 3, my grandma died, and I didn't get to say goodbye. I didn't really know anything. Mom just said she went to go be with Jesus, and I was like, okay, whatever. And I was cool till I was about 5. And that's when I started getting really, really sad all the time. And they couldn't figure it out. And I went to therapy for about a year, and they finally started talking to my mom about when my grandma died. And they're like, did he get to say goodbye? And they're like, no. She's like, that'd be why.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of when it all first started.
Well, you say therapy at 5. What was that kind of therapy like?
It was just really, I would go talk to my therapist, Chris. Chris was a child therapist. He worked with me because I had already displayed explosivity disorder characteristics.
Mm-hmm.
I would lash out really, really easily. My mom thought I was autistic for a while until, they finally put me on some really low dose blood pressure medication because I was so young, to try to see if that would help mellow me out, and it did.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it really, really did help.
That's crazy. So, when and I'm guessing Chris, when you say Chris, you mean Chris Redfield, right?
Yep, of course, Chris Redfield. He saves the day every time. God,
every time.
Why wouldn't it be Chris Redfield?
I mean, I hope you guys still hang out and punch boulders or something, but, anyway.
He disappeared. I saw him hanging around in some weird broken down barn somewhere. I don't know. It was weird.
Yeah. That's good. So when you take stuff to mellow you out to get your blood pressure from boiling to just a fizzle, how does your body feel when you, kind of,
Back then, I don't really remember. It's been... I'm 29 now, so that's been 24 years. I really don't remember. Now, I have had to just go to therapy for a really long time. It took me... I went from therapy from the time I was 5 till I was... 25, and I still go every once in a great while if I'm not doing good at all. And I really need to talk, I will find someone to go talk to. I still have a therapist in Phoenix who I'll just call if I have to.
Well, that's good. I'm glad. When you said 5 to fuck, I was like, wait, what year was that for me? Fuck.
I was born in 92, so and you're what, 5 years older than me?
4.
4?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're on the cusp of old, and I'm just in the beginning of old.
Yeah, we know, you old geezer. Just turn your oxygen up. It's okay. You took your pills today, right?
I did. I'm washing them down with some beer.
Oh, man. But, yeah, I mean, I had to learn a lot of just tools to either divert my attention, because that's really my big thing, is that I have really, really bad ADD, and I hyper focus on negativity, and that's from my bipolar. And whenever I hyper focus on that negativity, it makes me spiral. And I either have to time myself out. I used to work with JD, and JD knows that if I got to the point where I'm just fucking livid with someone, I'll walk the fuck away.
Yeah, there was definitely a lot of moments of that at our work, especially.
Because I know that if I don't, I'm not worried about me. I'm worried about the other person.
Yeah. There was, I mean, in my memory, and it's so weird because we were both working basically clerks. We were clerks. And, I mean, we worked on a bad part of town, and people would come in every, I want to say half an hour, there's someone trying to push our buttons. And, at the minimum. And, Dylan, for whatever reason, people got more offensive when he would tell them no than me, and I'm not sure why, but they would just get really pissed.
It's because I'm whiter than you.
Well,
we established this.
Yeah, my mom's Caucasian. My dad's, he's not even really full Mexican. He's part Caucasian too, but I look more tan, and Dylan is straight up Montana
I'm
Caucasian.
Native and I look white.
Yeah. But they would get super mad at him, and it was never a fun time when that happened.
No, it was not. I hated it, and that is just it's not good. And so I've had to just learn those tools to just either A, separate myself from the situation, get away from it, time myself out, or B, start doing something else, don't hyperfixate on it, or 3, which works very well, triangular breathing. I swear to God, take a deep breath in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, blow out for 4 seconds. It does wonders. It resets your brain, gets you in a better thinking state. It gets your body flowing again, and you're good.
Yeah.
It's different for everybody, though. For me, I was also on a lot of medication for a long time, so it just really depends on which phase it felt like for me.
Right. And you, I mean, even now when I was talking to you and, talking to you back then, you seem a lot more happier because you're not in that job, which I can also guess added to the tension and turmoil.
Oh, God, yes, it does. And my job now, I work for a call center for an internet company, and yes, it is also very stressful, but not nearly as that.
That was
I will take my job now over that any era, eon, ever. Never again will I ever work retail because of that job. Good Lord.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was my second day where I felt like what's his name from The Simpsons. I was like, I'm in danger.
Yeah. At the end of that, did you literally just keep going to work because I was there?
Oh yeah, literally just because you were there, and I liked Jay a little bit too, and then what's his name? Who worked the night? Eric. He was fun to chat with, although he wasn't the most cleanliest dude.
But 4 times. That's all I'm saying.
Head and shoulders, man. But I mean that kind of leads into question 2. It's what did you do then and now to suppress it in any way, and has it worked for you? Which is question 3, and we kind of covered that. Has there anything you've done that you were told to suppress it that didn't work for you?
Things that haven't worked for my depression, honestly, journaling. For a lot of people, yes, putting it on paper and putting it in front of yourself, I get it. If you are a visual learner, that works fantastic. If you are a hands-on person, I do not recommend that. Just because it's hard for me to visualize that this is why I'm upset, this is why I'm mad in my head. Putting it in front of myself on paper, it still doesn't make a lot of sense to me either, though.
It's you're more emotionally driven, so it doesn't writing it down isn't getting those emotions out. You have to work it out a different way.
Exactly. And for me, honestly, talking about it. Talking is getting it out. Just literally getting it off your chest is honestly the best thing. That's the first step, honestly, is just talking about it. once you talk about it the first time, it gets easier. Yes, it's going to be hard and it takes a long time. And yes, you're going to have to jump through so many hoops, but you will find something in that journey to where it's going to help.
Yeah, I agree. I think talking about it is one of the most important benefactors to depression in general.
But outside, go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, I was just gonna say, and I agree with you, but go ahead.
Yeah. I mean, but outside of journaling, what was something else that they told me that might help out? I got told when I was younger, trying like rage therapy. They're like, oh yeah, go like a punching bag or a dummy or something like that, because I would explode. I would just kind of just get mad and want to hit something. And they're like, yeah, go ahead, get it out, hit something. Hitting something does not help.
Mm-hmm.
For me at all. Hitting something just kind of progressed into some dude made me real mad one day at school and I throat punched him.
Oh yeah, that'll happen.
Yeah. So I don't it's just for certain people, sure, yeah, I get it, man. Break something. Great song too. But
I should say that me and Dylan disagree on a lot of music. We do like a lot of the same music.
Oh, come on, JD. Come on. You gotta like some trash. It's fine. It's okay.
I do like some trash. This is true.
I mean, at least we can both. Okay, no. Wait, you like Queensryche, don't you?
No, that's one band I don't.
Okay, that's what I thought. I'm like, no, at least we can both agree Queensryche freaking blows. But, dude, I had to listen to Queensryche on a road trip all the way through Yellowstone it was the only music we had, and we left where I lived at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and we got back about 6 p.m.
Oh, man, I instantly just felt like pain in my chest for you. No.
Best friend's dad had every single Queensryche album in his car, and we listened to every single one.
Wow. Yeah, I had a kid on the school bus growing up that wore Queensryche shirts, and he had like a headset, and a little mini boombox or whatever. I say mini, but he would like play it real quiet, and like I was into Metallica and everything good.
Yeah.
And he's like, you gotta listen to Queensryche, and he started playing for me. I'm like, dude, this is trash. And he's like, no, you're trash. And I'm like, no, like legit, this is not good music. He got so mad, we almost fought on the school bus. Yeah.
But yeah, no, it just once again, it came down to a lot of just tailoring the not working things. I mean, you're going to run into a lot of things that aren't going to work for you, obviously, during a journey through treatment for depression. I mean, and it's okay. You're going to hit hiccups. I mean, doctors aren't perfect. I mean, in a perfect world, there are people who go to school, literally pharmacists go to school for medication. They know what all these drugs do. That's what their job is. Doctors don't necessarily know all the facts about what each one can technically do. If in a perfect world, they could just be like, hey, this is what's going on. What do you suggest? Here's what they're allergic to.
Right. The study of medicine.
Unfortunately, it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the study of medicine, not the magic pill of medicine. You can't just take a pill and everything clicks right into place, of course.
No, but definitely, like in that even, good Lord, medication doesn't work for me. I have taken about every depression medication there is known to man. Prozac is what finally kind of helped me a little bit, but it took a long time. They put me on Ritalin to kind of help me stabilize out with everything, and they figured that would kind of help with the depression as too. And no, dear Lord, no, I cannot take Ritalin. It made me suicidal.
Oh yeah, I've heard people that have had that experience before.
And I like legit, I took it for like 3 days. I got it on Friday. I took Friday off. Took it Saturday, took it Sunday, and I could go back to school on Monday. And Mom dropped me off, and I was like a freshman, and I felt like crap because I knew everybody's gonna make fun of me. And I just started crying the minute I got in the door. I didn't know why.
It hit you that hard? Wow.
Dude, it did. I don't know what it was, but like I just didn't want to be at school. I wanted to be at home. I hated everything and everyone and just felt terrible.
I could see that. I could see that being a severe side effect of Ritalin. Like, that makes a lot of sense to me. We should mention, too, that nobody on here is a doctor. I'm not. Dylan's not. Nobody ever is. So if we
God, Lord, no, don't give me an MD.
Yeah. So if we prescribe anything to you on, experiences we've had, I always try to maintain, putting this in here as a disclaimer. We're just doing it based off our experiences, in this case, Dylan's mostly, and, just take it as we're telling it. Don't be like, oh, this is the end-all, be-all answer. No, that's not. Like Dylan said at the beginning, there's something different for everyone else. Everyone else is different. But in his case, this is what has worked for him. And, like question 5, which you kind of already covered again, you're actually doing, like, I'm not even having to ask you the questions. You're doing a really good job. It's, do you have any... Yeah, you get a banana sticker.
Okay, a banana sticker.
Question 5, do you have any other symptoms now after having experienced depression from the first experience? And as you've said, you kind of have.
I, as JD knows, have severe fucking social anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like people. I don't like talking to people. I have really big fears of crowds.
Mm-hmm.
I like social gatherings like concerts. Those do not bug me because I am enjoying what is going on around me and I'm not focusing on everything else. But when I do go, I bring a shit ton of people with me. JD, right. I'm sorry we didn't get to go to Rush.
Oh, yeah. So here's the thing.
Yeah, we were going to go to Rush for your birthday.
Yes. Quote unquote Rush.
It's still Rush.
It's kind of still. So before the pandemic, we were planning on going to see Primus, and they were going to cover, what was it, 2112?
No, they were going to play Farewell to Kings in the entirety.
The entirety of Farewell to Kings Rush album, and they were coming to Phoenix, and we were going to go, and then, of course, and this is so bizarre to me even when I think about it, because the pandemic started, but it was still in the beginning stages where people would come in, nobody had a mask on, there was none of that stupid glass barrier between you and somebody else at your workplace. Yeah, and like every single day.
I caught more spit to the face with that thing than when before. I'm sorry.
Oh, I agree. And every single day it was like the numbers were ticking up. It was like 5,000 people infected, 20,000 people infected, 40,000. It was just like, wow, like, are we going to get infected at any point here?
And here's JD and I on 18th in freaking Indian school dodging COVID left and right.
Seriously, there's probably so many people that came in. They're probably like 20 on 4, and it was like, okay, and then they left before we got infected or something.
Oh, dear God, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, no, I wish that would have happened, dude. Like, I was totally stoked for that. Eric was trying to get in on that with us so hard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there was a lot of worry. Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. My birthday, too. Oh, that's cool. What's your name, JD? No.
Well, sorry. But yeah, that's one of those things where today I think it causes a lot of anxiety and depression for people. I know I get a little depressed when I realize I can't go like do things that I want to do, and I have to wear a mask everywhere I go. It sucks, but I'm doing it to save lives, which essentially is the case.
See, the only thing that COVID has really done with me as far as increasing my anxiety is now I've been around enough people and I know enough people who work in the medical field to where I'm like, if you're not wearing a mask or doing what's posted, I get nervous about it. It makes me irritated because it's right there. It's in front of you. There are facts. A literal scientist has told you this. A doctor has told you this.
Yeah. Yeah, your 20-minute Google search is not going to equate to 20 years of scientific knowledge, sadly.
Exactly.
But, that's another topic for another day, but it's the truth. And yes, it's causing me a great deal of anxiety, especially when it's people who outright are like pissed that they have to wear one and they'll even admit, yeah, I had COVID at one point. Yeah. I rest my case. But question number 6, if there is any new experiences you've had, which you've talked about a couple of them, suicide and like bipolarism, as you grew older, what were new challenges like that you had to tackle? Like, what'd you have to do when like some of that stuff would happen?
Honestly, it's been in relationship building. That is been the biggest challenge for me. Because with me and the way I think and focusing on negativity most of the time, it makes me feel like I don't deserve to have friendships or good relationships. It's really self-destructive behavior, and it's really hard to get around sometimes just because that thought gets stuck in your head. Like that's why I apologize a lot for things, because I do feel sorry, because I feel like I did something wrong and I don't feel like I'm worthy of being your friend or something else. That's why I don't talk to people all the time. That's why I don't reach out to other people, because I don't feel like either that person likes me or some other thing. But that has been my biggest hurdle, is just forging new friendships. And the thing I've really had to do is just get out of that comfortability zone and just kind of honestly kick myself in the ass and just tell myself that, you know what, you're a great person. People like being around you. You're funny.
You are, except for when you make fun of my man bun and call it a bitch biscuit.
It is a bitch biscuit. Get out of here, Grandito Burrito. I'm going to grab you by the bitch biscuit and make you say yeehaw.
All right, Frito-Lay.
Got you, big boy. Anywho. Yeah, but it's getting out of that comfortability zone and just saying hey to a person or something else or whatever. Like, it's bridging that gap. Like with JD and we kept on working the same shift over and over and over together for like the first 2-3 weeks we didn't talk to each other.
Yeah, we were kind of like, hey, what's up, man? All right, cool, I'll go do this.
Yeah. And then after that, it was music. Like, we just started talking about music, and then we started talking about comics, and then it just was a fun, weird friendship that just sparked after that, and then we just kind of got stuck together.
Yeah, oh yeah. And like, if I wasn't working with Dylan, because he's actually like someone I could count on, not only that, like, he's a good worker, but it was kind of like, oh man, now I gotta listen to like not music, or I gotta listen to somebody else, like, just like,
yeah, Jay's fucking obnoxious music on his giant speaker.
Yeah,
Did I tell you I locked him in the bathroom and took that speaker and Bluetooth my shiny teeth and me and him on full blast?
Did you really?
Yeah.
He was I won't say too much information, because there are things we can't really say about Jay on the air. But it was funny because people would come in and be like, hey, who's that chick? Why is that chick so mean? Like, that's a dude.
It's because he's a man. That's why he's upset, man.
Yeah, he's a man.
He was our big manly man with his 6 chin hairs.
Yes. Oh man, Jay was like the whitest dude I've probably ever seen. But
he was literally, he was Jay. He was Jay from Clerks.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he was.
He was real life Jay. Like, that's the only way to describe Jay.
But he wasn't standing outside of the gas station. He was working in it. That was the only difference.
Pretty much, yeah. And even after he got fired, he still was hanging out in front of the gas station.
Oh,
he came and saw me when he was fired with the baby to show me his new car.
Oh, wow. Oh, I did see his new car at some point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool. But yeah, that's good memories. And back to your point though, like I always feel bad because you message me or something, and like I don't always reply immediately, and the reason is because I'm probably doing something like this, and I'm a workaholic, so like I'll go work at 8.
I know you are, dude. I know you're always busy. That's why I'm like, if JD has time, he'll message me. That's why I just send you shit, and if you reply, cool. If you don't, you're busy. It's all good.
And I always feel bad to everyone because people, like you said, will try to spark a relationship or, like be like, hey, man, what's been going on? And it's like 3 days later, it's like, oh, nothing.
Yeah. No, and for me, I'm really boring. I admit it. I don't do a whole lot. I play video games. I work from home. So I don't really get out a lot. I don't go do anything. Every once in a while I'll go out, but not very much. So I don't have a whole lot going on. There's not a lot to say for me. And It's hard for me to continue conversations like this. For me, it's easy because it's me and it's you. This is fluid. This is easy for me. I have a relationship with you that I understand. This is open. It's free. I don't care.
Yeah. And we've definitely had some brutal situations where we had each other's backs pretty hardcore. So, I mean, when you're in the thick of battle like that with somebody else, you kind of grow a good relationship.
Oh, yes, on our freaking Viking voyages of Circle K.
Yes. Our battle buddies.
Back in our raiding days.
Yes. You know what's sad is, like, I went there the other night to our old store, and I was a little sad, and I was like, I kind of miss this place just for the people.
I get that.
Yeah.
I think Shantae's a manager finally.
Oh, yeah, I heard about that. Yeah.
Oh, hey, I'm not surprised they're going to screw her over, too. Oh, anywho, question 7.
Question 7. Tell us, and this is the big one usually, tell us the story of the worst episode.
Oh, that's a hard one.
Mm-hmm. If you're comfortable.
No, it's perfectly cool. I'm just trying to think.
You're like, which one should I pull out of the hat this time?
Which one's shittier?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So my mom and my stepdad split up when I was 9, and they got divorced when I was 11. Okay. My mom's boyfriend after him was a very abusive alcoholic, and he was very, very, very mentally abusive. And he would make fun of me. He would call me stupid all the time. He would do a lot of fucked up shit for his entertainment. Anywho, I finally got the balls and kicked him out. And my mom came home. She saw he was gone. Well, anywho, that's just kind of a lead up to this. Well, it was just me and her for a long time. Like 12 till I was about 18, 17. It was just me and her. Mm-hmm. She met her second husband, Wayne. And when I was about 18, Mom had been not feeling so hot and been getting some really, really bad cramps and everything else. My mom had problems with her kidneys when I was younger, or whenever she was younger, excuse me. She used to have to go have her kidneys flushed. So we thought it was that. Well, she went and had some stuff done, and it wasn't that. At my graduation, my stepdad and I were walking out of the gym. He told me that, hey, your mom has cancer. Mm-hmm. My mom had stage 3 ovarian cancer. They were going to remove it in a week. And this is when I knew he was a piece of shit then. Wayne, I'm not going to lie, he made me half the man that I am. I will admit that. Wayne is a very good person. He's just a fucking asshole.
Mm-hmm.
My mom had to have her uterus removed. They weren't able to save any eggs, any of that. And mom told him then she could not have kids. It was never going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
Wayne was 23.
Oh.
Or no, Wayne was 20, 28, 29. Excuse me. Because he's like 13 years older than me.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, he said he was fine with that because he loved mom for mom, and that was fine. That I was enough and she was enough. That's all he needed.
Mm-hmm.
That he already had a son, and that made me so fucking happy because my biological dad and I do not get along. We've gotten a lot better over the years, but him and I are. It's gas and fire. Like, that's a bad idea.
Right.
Anyway, everything was hunky dory. Wayne was in college at this point, and the college he went to wasn't where we lived. I didn't know this until way later. My mom was paying for him to go to school.
Wow.
My mom had her cancer surgery and had her ovaries removed and her uterus removed. And my Aunt Tracy came up to help out with the house and me while my mom was getting better. That's how fucked up the situation was.
Right.
Well, it got to the point where my mom's like, hey, I'm going to move to Havre to go live with Wayne. At that point, my mom, I didn't even think about it until I was a little older. I'm like, I should have just fucking told my mom this. If I could go back, I would straight up tell my mom, fuck that, stay here, I'm going to get a job, and I'll pay for the trailer. I said, fuck it, cool, whatever, I'll go live with my dad. Bad idea. Anywho, flash forward about 3 years, I just dropped out of college. I've been back in where I live, where I'm from originally in Montana, for about a year, and my mom calls me and says, hey, can you come visit for the weekend? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I go up there, and I'm hanging out with my mom, and she's like, hey, come meet me over at the Dairy Queen by the golf course. I need to talk to you and Jeanette. I'm like, okay. So I go over there, and mom's like, hey, Wayne and I are getting a divorce.
Oh.
Why? Because Wayne wants kids.
Wow. All right. Well, that's
I was so fucking hurt. And my depression once again manifests as rage and anger. I was very, very upset.
Yeah, I would have been too.
And the only reason why it hurt is because of when he said that I have a son already, I don't need another one.
Mm-hmm.
That's what fucking killed me.
Well, and had you been like keeping in constant touch with both of them over the years since this? Yeah.
Oh, Wayne, not any fucking more. No.
I mean,
I could care
before
less.
that.
My mom, yeah, of course.
Yeah.
My mom.
I mean, like up to the lead up from when he said, I already got a son, to where she's like, oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. No, I talk to mom and Wayne all the time from up to then.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I talk to them at least once, maybe twice a week. Like, it was just out of fucking nowhere.
I mean, that would be heartbreaking to me, especially since, there are situations where, like, step-parents will come into the picture and they genuinely do say, like, hey, this is my kid now, and they take it on themselves to instill those responsibilities within their lives. So, the fact that he kind of, like, reneged on that, yeah, I'd be a little heartbroken, too.
But that was that moment, though. Like, I hit this pit of I don't matter. Like, I'm just disposable. And that's a normal feeling for me, though, is just feeling replaceable.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are very few people who I know in this world where I feel like I have a deep, meaningful connection to that person. But they're very far and few and far none. I have a ton of friends. I have a shitload of friends.
but ones that matter. Yeah.
Exactly. And it's hard for me, though, because there's a lot of people who I'm friends with who I would love to be closer friends with.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how to make that happen.
Yeah.
And it's because I don't feel like I deserve that friendship, though. That's what it comes back to, is just that feeling of I don't matter, I'm less than. But yeah, same thing. It's just that's that moment, though. That's what my worst thing was. It's just that it made me want to just go off somewhere and die.
I know we would probably be hanging out more had we lived closer to one another. You moved out of town.
God, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that sounds like a terrible episode of life, and I'm glad you now have like some reprieve from. I hope from like years of being away from it.
Oh, dude, yeah, no, that's why I actually moved to Arizona. I moved here originally to be with my ex, but honestly, after sitting down with myself and thinking about it, I didn't move out here for her. I moved out here because I was in a really bad place where I just felt like I was doing the same thing over and over in an environment that I hated, that I needed to break out of.
Right. That makes sense. I totally forgot I met your ex at one point too.
Yeah.
It was funny because Dylan's like, oh yeah, we broke up. We're cool with it. She's got a new boyfriend. Oh, here they come in. Oh, this is her new boyfriend. Hi, this is JD. It's just like, wow, this all happened very suddenly.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
But that's
good.
And
then they would leave, and and then JD would actually find out what was going through my brain, and then
yeah.
Yep.
That was
good times at the household.
Mm-hmm. But that's good. It's good though that you're where you're at now, because you're actually with somebody that you care about, and they care about you.
I do. I am very thankful for that too. I have been in a relationship now for a year and a half with the most wonderful woman I've ever met in my life, and I don't plan on going anywhere anytime soon, and I really, really, really am truly happy. It'll happen. Like I said, it just takes a real long time, and you have to put the work in. That's the whole thing, is just putting the work in.
Every single day, every little thing counts. I know I've met her once or twice, I think, and she does seem like a super down-to-earth, very chill person.
She is. She really, really is. And she says hi, by the way.
Oh, yeah. Hi. Question 8. What advice can you give to others about depression or other experiences linked to it?
Go frickin' talk to someone. For the love of God, I know you are so sad, and I know I'm good. JD's going to hate me later when he's editing this. I'm being really loud right now. Seriously, go talk to someone. It will get better. I know that you feel like no one's going to understand, or you feel like you're crazy. You're not crazy. Trust me. You're going to feel like it the first few times, yeah. But if you know what, sit in on a group therapy session. Group therapy sessions are fantastic. The reason behind that is because you don't have to share in those sessions. You can literally just sit and listen to everybody's experiences. That way, it's just like this. If you're listening to this now, this is pretty much the same thing as going to a therapy session, is what JD and I are doing right now.
Yeah.
It's just about talking about those experiences and like how you felt in that situation.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And you never lose anything by going to those. You only gain. The simple reason being is that, you're not alone.
I mean, $50, but I mean,
you're not alone in your experiences, and I think that's one of the greatest things. We just feel like we have no way out, and we're alone, and yada yada. But no, it's not true. And you've kind of already answered question number 9. How happy are you now? Did you want to elaborate on it more? Or?
Like I said, I'll elaborate more on it. I mean, for sure. Like I'm over the moon half the time. Yeah, I still am sad. And yeah, I still have my days where I freaking hate myself. And you know what? I'm not going to tell you it's going to go away all the way, because it's not. It really is not. I have been medication free for, going on like 9 years now, maybe. It took me a long time to get to that point. If you need that kind of assistance, get it. Whatever is going to make you happy, and that's my other piece of advice. If the situation's not making you happy, that's not a situation for you, especially with depression. You need things that are going to work for you and make you better, not everyone around you. You can't please everybody else if you can't please yourself.
I 100% agree, and that is very sound advice. Everyone should take a little grain of salt with that, that it's not going to come easy. But as Dylan said, it's totally worth it. Question 10 is really just an open discussion. Did you have anything else you wanted to add, maybe, or you think you're good?
I think I'm really good. Like I said, it's all about just kind of getting those first steps out there. Like I said, it could be just going to a group therapy session. It could just be going to regular therapy. It could just be reading a book, reading an article about depression, something else, listening to this podcast, or, subscribing to JD's Instagram, Facebook, the podcast, leaving a like, leaving a, you know what I'm talking about, guys? It makes JD happy too.
Certainly does. I appreciate anyone doing that. My Instagram is Cyberpunk Holiday. You can come follow me. I mostly post the art that I do. Some of it I don't do on the channel here. Obviously, like sharing.
Fantastic art.
I appreciate it. Like sharing and subscribing, not a big deal. You could do it if you want to or not, but we're going to keep doing these. Again, it's to help other people realize they're not alone. The stigma in America talking about it is fucking ridiculous, so we're going to get rid of that shit. And I just want to thank everyone for being here, especially you, Dylan.
It was my pleasure, sir. As always, I will always come chit-chat with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to find a happier subject next time. I promise.
Bro, we could talk about the glory of Aquadog. For all you OG people in the house, that's right, Aquadog, my favorite.
Yes. We have talked about some Aquaman comics before, and in the future, I predict we will talk about some more. But again, thank everyone for listening, and this is Depression Recordings. Stay tuned for more.